It's said by some that Meek Mill has abandoned Diddy. You are aware that for several weeks now, there have been rumors circulating that Meek Mill was Diddy's concubine and that he was also handling Diddy's bending. It's hardly unexpected that Meek Mill abandoned ship and is now supposedly turning against Diddy because he isn't pursuing a legal case against him. Diddy doesn't appear to be taking his betrayal lightly, and Meek claims that Diddy has been attempting to kill him for several weeks. Meek has been involved in not one, but two almost fatal accidents in less than a month, which has left the situation a hot mess. Furthermore, it is believed that he is accusing Diddy of attempting to kill him. The interesting aspect of this, though, is that Meek is also attempting to assert that he has some negative information about Diddy that, should it ever come to light, will destroy him totally. And he's saying that Diddy is supposedly trying to kill him because of this. What knowledge does Meek actually possess then? Did he ultimately acknowledge that he was Diddy's concubine? Another day, another Diddy fiasco, y'all. According to Meek Mill's allegations that Diddy attempted to drag him out in order to cover up their liaison. The news has been dominated by Meek and Diddy ever since Lil Rod sued Diddy. Even though Meek attempted to refute the claims in a brief Twitter tirade, he has so far declined to comment directly on the accusations. But he avoided confronting it directly. But after his most recent vehicle accident, he claims to be certain that Diddy is attempting to quiet him. And now Meek is coming forth with the real deal to level some serious accusations against Diddy and expose him for even more bizarre behavior that we were unaware of. Lil Rod said in his lawsuit that he witnessed Usher and Meek Mill having various bending activities with girls who were obviously underage and former coworkers. The lawsuit claimed that an R&B singer consorting with underage girls and ex-workers at Mr. Combs' Los Angeles home and a rapper consorting with juvenile ex-workers on his boat. If you get what I mean, he also said that Meek and Usher supposedly had some intimate encounters with Diddy, as if hanging out with young females wasn't enough. According to the court filing, Mr. Combs told Mr. Jones that he had had sex with R&B singer Redacted, rapper Redacted, and Stevie J. If Mr. Combs became gay, he would guarantee that Mr. Jones would win Producer of the Year at the Grammy Awards. He stated, "Rapper is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj," in the footnote. The singer has a successful Vegas residency and was a Super Bowl performer. If that wasn't clear enough, others saw the R&B singer's clues without a doubt. They recognized Usher right away and concluded that it was a no-brainer, especially since he had recently concluded a lavish residency in Las Vegas valued at over $100 million and had headlined the Super Bowl this year. Let me tell you, as soon as this lawsuit's news broke, the internet went berserk. It was akin to a digital explosion, I promise. It's understandable that people began disparaging Meek Mill one after another. This guy has been trying to project a macho image while making fun of and throwing shade at everybody who has ever suspected that he could be gay. And he is purportedly bending over completely for Diddy in this instance. Hey, it's crusty hip-hop. The really bad news is this. Meek couldn't take the criticism he was receiving, so as soon as he learned of the circumstances, he naturally went on the offensive on social media, attacking everyone and their grandmother and saying that they were merely attempting to pull down a prosperous black brother. To be honest, he ought to have learned from Usher's example. Usher said nothing, and someone on his team ought to have grabbed his phone or changed his password because all he accomplished with his tirade was to put himself in more danger. He had the option to remain silent, but as you can imagine, a guilty conscience raises a lot of commotion. Saying things like, "I would trash any celebrity if they tried a wild move on me," he lost control. Pigs don't really go insane about them. Just that, I'm from Philadelphia. My ninjas are continuously keeping an eye on me in this crazy industry. Additionally, he claimed that the lawsuit had been edited to make him appear gay, saying that post was boosted by every black blog site to make me look gay. For our people, I amend the laws. I make millions of donations. They aim to demolish the reputation of African American leaders. However, it won't work for me. You definitely have to kill me because even when I die, I still get bigger. Now, this section didn't even make sense because it's absurd that someone would alter a lawsuit or court records in order to disparage black leaders. He didn't stop there, though. Saying, "I'm from Philly, I don't do coke or freaky molly," he went on to continue his tirade. "My weight prevents anyone from even offering me a drink. I was never touched by a man or anything regarding homosexual behavior. And don't flip the entire area. They know I'm coming since they saw this on every blog when they woke up." He added, "That's why I always bring my real friends along when I hang out with all these industry niggas. I'm never found by myself with industry people. My dog always seems to be entering the room when we are having a conversation. That has been the case. He went on, I go after girls twice a day when they're around. Ask your favorite people. I'm not under peace control, yet it feels good. I'm all about that juicy pee, but one love to the LGBT community. To acquire that thrill, I have run red lights. You guys on here are odd as demons. All right, from me. We comprehend. He was really going overboard. What the heck was he talking about anyway? It seems as though either he lacks a public relations team or they had no idea how to do damage management. He just needed to keep silent. Little Rod, however, didn't even mention his name, and the lawsuit didn't even mention it. Although it was evident from the description, he wasn't given a specific name. Thus, his tirade only served to heighten suspicions about him. Just take a look at Usher. He remained cool throughout. Speaking of which, are any of you aware of a legal drama? Despite the fact that he was also the target of the case, as everyone knows. Oh, and do you recall when Meek Mill categorically declared that he has never been out with anyone in the business without his ninjas in tow? That was a big fat lie, as seen by numerous photos showing him having a chill solo date with Mr. Diddy. The issue is, you guys should never mislead the internet. Because these interwebbers and the internet themselves are like a perfectly recalled digital elephant. To disprove him, someone dug up the receipts of Diddy, Meek Mill, and chillin' poolside in a hurry, not his ass floating that way in the water. Like how I'm feeling. He was sipping water at the pool. He was drawing some attention, and several fans said he appeared to have just ended an intense argument with Mr. Diddy. He was submerging his small rear in the water to chill down, letting it all out. And why is Diddy calling him dad when he's a grown man? Come on, please. A mature man addressing another man as dad. If you ask me, it's getting strange and undoubtedly causes for some suspicion. Let's not even talk about Diddy advising him that he should take a break because he worked hard, not like in the studio, to create an album or a single. What kind of work will be entering Meek then? Interestingly, though, Meek appeared to make a suggestion in the song that there might have been a small relationship between Diddy and himself. In the lyrics, he begged for forgiveness as well. However, it didn't stop there since Meek continued and was apprehended for knowingly following a Twitter profile that was devoted to what? Indeed, homosexual corn. Really, I mean it. He almost seemed to be pleading to be revealed since it is simply too unlikely to be a coincidence. Naturally, he pressed the unfollow button right away. The realization that he was being watched. You know how it is, though. The internet is a forgetful place. And if you thought that was crazy, then get comfortable, my dear, because it gets more absurd. Niggin Dill, Diddy's erstwhile bodyguard, released a tape that purportedly showed Meek heading to a bar with Diddy. That stuff is the stuff of nightmares, I'm telling you guys. I had to erase it from my memory and act as though it never happened, so I won't even attempt to explain. It really was that awful. However, it has gone viral on social media, and you guessed it, people are shaking and giving it serious looks. According to the bodyguard who spilled the tea, he saw it happen at one of Diddy's parties when he allegedly drugged the champagne. He said that everyone else passed out but Diddy and me since he didn't take a sip of the spiked drink like the rest of the group. An informant claimed that Meek thought Diddy had released the recording through his former bodyguard in an attempt to draw attention away from the federal matter he was involved in with the federal authorities. It is said that he was trying to get people to speak about anything than this federal lawsuit. For that reason, he set Meek up. He was unprepared for Meek Mill to make a stir on social media, which put him in even more danger. A few days later, Meek was in a vehicle accident, which instantly made people comment on how ironic it was that he nearly died so soon after disclosing Diddy. He then made a hint that someone was attempting to get rid of him, adding, "God is telling me not to crash out for the busters. I'll pay attention, it's really got me. When I drove for the first time, the entire brake pedal came off. I'm shaking my head." Additionally, he tweeted, "I'm going to play it raw, the way the world is. Stop asking me if I'm straight. I'm lucky and doing well. However, I haven't heard anything attractive. Yes, I'm not sure about the rest of you, but it appeared as though he was communicating with Diddy in private. That's how he was attempting to direct us to the culprit of the collision." And, as if that wasn't insane enough, a few days earlier he was engaged in another crash. It was this that genuinely got folks talking about how there was more to it than what first appeared. 2 accidents in a fortnight following that outburst, really? This is the same Meek Mill, after all, that pops willies all over Philadelphia. Yes, that was quite suspicious, especially in light of the rumor that Diddy has a history of tampering with people's vehicles. Recall when Kid Cudi himself verified Cassie's allegation that he had blown up his car? Yes, everyone, it's a huge disaster. Meek tweeted that the car had several suspicious issues, including, first, the car's father purchased it without airbags. Second, the brake pedal came off while the door was open. Third, the laser sensor stopped working. And fourth, the car began to pull away while I was in a parking lot. I had the car for a maximum of 4 hours. But wait, there's more sinister stuff coming. As stated by an insider, Meek thinks that Diddy is really attempting to get rid of him since he was talking bad about Diddy after Diddy released the recording. That's not all, though, as the insider went on to say that Meek possesses some really damaging information about Diddy that would exacerbate the current situation. According to the informant, Meek had been threatening Diddy with an expose, and then, surprise, his automobile started acting strangely. He just about escaped death. Yes, fans have been paying attention. Diddy was aware that it would have been too evident if he had destroyed your car. Consider this a caution. The first car collision should have informed you, Meek Mill. You now pose a liability. In essence, this is P. Diddy's third attempt at murder. Ask Whale, ask Al B. Shore, ask Kid Cudi. Yes, I do hope you realize how stupid you are. They said you were a sluggish one, but you are showing me that you aren't hearing anything about it from the public. And avoid being around automobiles of any kind. Choose a location that is unknown to Diddy and make plans to stay there. However, what are your thoughts on this? Is Meek Mill the only coincidence in all of this? Give this some thought, please. Is Meek Mill the only coincidence in all of this? After viewing this following video, please let us know what you think and leave a comment below.